Welcome to another episode of Bella in Your Business. Today, we're going to do something completely different, and I'm really, really excited to share this with you. I want to paint you a picture, and it's not some fake, like, oh, I used AI and now I make seven figures in 6 minutes. That's not what we're doing here, okay? I want to walk you through what a normal, grounded, real life day could look for a pet sitting business owner. Someone like you who might be a mom, might be running a team, juggling a household, trying not to burn out. Every Sunday in the mastermind, I put up a post and I say, what did you do with AI this week? And so every single thing you're going to hear in this actually is taken. All of these things actually have been done by someone, one of your colleagues. So it's not something that I just kind of like created out of thin air. All of what I'm about to tell you is actual, like real life stuff. I'm going to introduce a completely made up character. Um, and she's probably going to sound a lot like you, or you're going to see a lot of similarities. Um, you may or may not be a single mom. She is. She's got two kids. She's got a pet sitting and dog walking team of maybe 8 to 10 people or so. She definitely doesn't have time to waste. And she's trying not to learn like 52 platforms and hire like a full-blown like internal team or VA. But what she is looking to do is she's trying to figure out how she can leverage everything she's been hearing about AI to take the mental load off, like bit by bit, moment by moment. And I'm going to show you how she does that. This is going to be pretty fun. And I want you to listen closely because you, it's not that you need to do everything like this, but my intent for the next few minutes we spend together is that you're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't even realize I could think of it. I could use it that way. And so the barrier of entry with AI isn't necessarily how to use it. It's just wrapping your brain around the fact that you can be using it all day long. So let's start 6 a.m. Mornings, they're loud and scrambled. So this gal, let's call her Bailey, okay? She's up at 6 a.m. Coffee hasn't kicked in yet, but her 6-year-old is walking around with like one sock half on, kind of asleep, asking where the water bottle is. Her 13-year-old is already telling her that her hair won't cooperate and like everything is ruined, her life is ruined. So she's already taken on all this like emotional responsibility, right? She's got 5 minutes max to like throw on some makeup before she's out the door and doing drop-offs. But there's this email that's sitting in her box from a client who's kind of a lot, like they're high maintenance. Sound familiar? You know the kind, like the email that comes in at like 10:42 at night, like just as you're about to go to sleep. Old her would have stared at it and said, I'll deal with it later. Okay. But now she has ChatGPT. And so she opens that up, not even typing. She just clicks the microphone and she opens up to voice mode and she like literally just starts talking to it while she's brushing her teeth. Hey, this client's upset that we switched sitters for Tuesday's walk. I need a response that acknowledges her concern, but like still sets up a boundary. I don't know, explain our process. Keep it light. And here's the email if you need it for context. Copy, paste. Done. She doesn't even look at the response that ChatGPT gives her because her life is already bringing her on to something else. But she knows that it's in progress and she knows that when she's ready to go back to it, it's there. And it's like bacon in the oven, right? And she's completely confident that when it comes out of the oven, it's going to be perfect because that's what her relationship is like with her AIs. AIs. Let's skip forward to like 7:15, right? She's in the drop off line, she's dropping off the kids. And she has this marketing light bulb, right? I know you guys never have this. Not. So after yelling, like, grab your backpack for the third time, like, get in the car, we gotta go, we're gonna be late. She finally gets the kids in the car. She is at the school drop off line, sitting there for 7 minutes, bored, but her brain is now like ruminating, right? Like this drop off line is like literally forced her to slow down. And so things start popping in her head. She's been meaning to do some sort of summer push to fill up her daily dog walking schedule, but she's exhausted and she doesn't have the energy to come up with a campaign from scratch. So she opens up ChatGPT again. She turns on the microphone. She's like, hey, she rambles for a minute. It sounds something like, can you give me 3 playful subject lines for an email that encourages my current clients to book their summer walks now? Make it not corporate, make it exciting, make it feel like it's only them that's being asked. Something like maybe something that references heat or summer vacations. She just kind of rambles on her thoughts, right? So ChatGPT pops it right back. She's sitting in line, so she sees it. And it says, don't let your dog melt while you're on Zoom. Your dog deserves a summer routine too. Book now, nap later. We'll walk them all summer. That's pretty cool, huh? You probably just thought, hey, let me write that down. If you did, go for it. Use it if you want. She smiles, copies them to her notes, her notepad, and plans to add one to her next email blast. Marketing? Psh, handled. She's in the school parking lot while sipping lukewarm coffee, and she feels a little bit accomplished. And it's only 7:15. Right? She knows that she has this thing sitting there waiting for her to execute it when it's ready. She just took the mental load, the mental heaviness off. 9 a.m., housework and SOPs. Back at home, she starts a load of laundry and remembers, and funny guys, as I'm recording this, I literally have laundry going, and remembers that a new sitter asked a question last week that wasn't clearly outlined in the handbook. So, you're doing stuff and you're thinking, like, oh yeah. And she asked, what do I do if a client gives me meds for the dog at the door, but didn't enter it in the portal? So while folding socks, she opens up ChatGPT again, and she's like, hey, create a simple 3-step SOP for what sitters should do if they're handed meds without notice. Use our brand tone, helpful, clear, not too formal. Boom. ChatGPT gives it to her. Confirm the medication name and dosage with the client. Send a quick text or portal message to the admin for documentation. Make a note in the visit report for transparency. And it's perfect for her because that's exactly the way her business would do it. And ChatGPT knows that. She copies it, she pastes it into her team doc, and she updates the internal SOP GPT. That's the GPT for your SOPs. The one that I taught you in a class, jumpconsulting.net/bot on how to do. And she updated all of this that her sitters use when they have questions. Socks are folded, policy is fixed, and the team is updated and supported. Let's skip forward to like 10:30. This is where things get real. She's standing in the kitchen counter. She's prepping lunch, and something has been bothering her all morning. She had a tough conversation with her aging dad yesterday. She's been trying to work on boundaries, trying not to react, trying to be the cycle breaker, the generational changer. What do we call it? I forget, as her therapist says. But it just doesn't feel good. It's like ruminating in her brain. Instead of spiraling, she opens her personal GPT thread, and this one's different than the business one. It knows her values, her spiritual beliefs, her self-coaching style. She uses it kind of like a journal, and she just talks and she rambles, and it goes on for like 6.5 minutes. But basically the gist of it for you is, I feel messed up. I want to stay calm, but I was sharp. I was tired. He hit that nerve he always hits, and I just reacted. And ChatGPT listens, and it reflects back to her the intention that she had from 2 weeks ago that they already agreed on, to lead with clarity and not guilt. It reminds her of the mantra that she wrote, I'm allowed to feel without absorbing. She exhales and moves on. She just got to work through that all in her brain while she was making lunch. And she got to get feedback. And she had it on voice mode. So she wasn't typing or reading. She was talking, and it was talking back to her. This really helped eliminate some of the heaviness that was in her head. So she's did the lunch. She's trying to eat healthier. Her knees have been hurting again, and she wants to try a low inflammation plan. She has no mental bandwidth to even start researching this, right? She knows a couple of things might be good. This was sparked because of some TikTok she saw. So while chopping veggies, she speaks to ChatGPT again. Hey, create a 5-day anti-inflammatory plan using things I already have. I have turkey, like, and then she goes through what she has in her refrigerator. I have turkey, sweet potatoes, spinach, eggs, oats. Let's keep this really simple, okay? It delivers breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack ideas. And then she adds, create a homemade treat recipe for the dog using sweet potatoes and oats. Done. Then, because this girl is a little extra, she has Operator, which is the $200 a month chat GPT. I'm not suggesting that you go get this, but I am showing you what is possible. She asks it to create a grocery list. She gets the grocery list and she eliminates the things that she already has. And then she tells Operator to go order it on Instacart. So Operator goes off on its dandy way. It goes and puts everything in her Instacart shopping basket. And then it says, is it okay to order this? She says yes. And 2 hours later, everything is at her door. What? Yeah, that's real life. Side note, I've done that, okay? 2 p.m. She has 30 minutes before she has to pick up the kids. Like, it's like the last 30 minutes that she has to her own thoughts, okay? She's been thinking finally about writing a blog post about what makes her team different, but she keeps putting it off because she doesn't have the mental clarity for it. The blank page, it feels really heavy. So you guessed it. She went back to ChatGPT and says, write a blog post called Why We're More Than Just Dog Walkers. Make it emotional, but make it clear. Talk about training, consistency, trust, and add one short client quote and a soft call to action. It literally nails it. She opens up Flux Laura, which for those of you who don't know is an image creating model. Now in ChatGPT there is DALL-E, but it's not really that good. And Flux Laura is so much better. So she opens it up and she wants to do an image, but again, not a lot of brainwidth. So she goes back to ChatGPT and she asks ChatGPT, create a prompt that I can give to Flux Laura that would create, pictures that would articulate the image of what we just wrote. Yeah. So then she takes it, she goes into Flux Laura, generate. She's got a bunch of pictures. Bada bing, bada boom, it's there. So it's perfect. And she just like uploads all of it or sends it to her VA to get it all up there. And she kind of just did it on the fly verbally. This is possible. This is real life. The clients do this. Okay, so she's back in the pickup school line again. She's waiting to pick up the kids and remembers that she needs to write a letter to the head of the special education department. Something's not working with her son's IEP again, and she's super emotional. She like is in like survival mode. She wants to kill him. She wants to just yell at him. And it's really hard to think straight. So she talks to her AI again, and she's like, help me write a calm, strong letter to advocate for my son. I need to ask for a meeting, lay out my concerns, keep it professional, even though I'm frustrated AF. Okay. And she kind of talks to it for a while and she explains everything that's going on. And she's using a portion of her AI that also has the background. It's a project that has the background of her son's IEP. So she doesn't ever have to sit there and remember what is in the 19-page IEP that they have. It recalls it and uses that. That is called advocacy with support. And she's like so happy when it pulls up this letter. It like literally makes her emotional in a really good way. And she tweaks a couple of sentences and then sends it off before the kids even get in the car from school. What? All right, let's fast forward to dinner. It's like dinner time. Dinner's in the oven, the one that she did on ChatGPT. The 6-year-old is gluing butterflies to a shoebox. The 13-year-old's asking what semi-formal really means for an upcoming wedding. And she's like, yeah, what does semi-formal mean for a 13-year-old girl who doesn't like dresses? Can you give me 3 outfit ideas? and it gives it ideas, her ideas, and links to those ideas. So she doesn't have to go and like have another problem going and finding it and searching for it. She shows her daughter. Her daughter gets excited about one of them. No fight, no eye roll, no going back and forth or going in and out of stores. She orders it and it'll be in the house in a couple days. What? Yeah, problem solved. Let's fast forward. Dinner's done, homework's done, right? The house is quiet. She steps out into the evening air and she's going to go take a walk with her earbuds in. And she says, all right, give me a quick summary of today's wins and what I need to focus on tomorrow. Are we on track for sitter hours this week? Any clients I should follow up with? Now, let me take a side step here and explain to you that this is again a GPT that she's created, and she has been committed to downloading reports every single week from her management system and just uploading the CSV file. So she's constantly filling it with updated information that it can analyze for her. Okay, super important. So her GPT replies back to her and she says, well, you published a blog, responded to 2 client issues, updated the SOP. Guys, this is so important because I think so many times we don't actually think about or celebrate the things that we've been doing. And so to hear it back to you is pretty powerful. It continues on and it says things like you're at 76% of your sitter target hours, still room for Thursday and Friday, so you're on point. The client, Julie, hasn't rebooked since March. Maybe a gentle nudge to her. Just hearing this and having it echoed back to her, she nods, she smiles, she walks a little slower because for once, she feels like the weight isn't all on her. Now, none of this is perfect. This wasn't her first day using it. It's literally every single time she senses that she's getting caught in analysis paralysis. She opens up her AI. Whether it's to make a photo of her or create the perfect photo instead of searching for it so she can put it on the internet, whether it's coming up with ideas for something because she has to be creative, whether it's not being so emotional but replying in a professional way that she wants to show up for the world, whether it's solving typical things during the day. Guys, I've taken a picture of my microwave last week when I had the critter. If you guys follow me, I had a critter in my my wall in my unit. It was a nightmare. But I had to get the microwave down. So I just took a picture of it and I said, "How do I get this out of the wall?" And it showed me. So when you start thinking of things and you feel like you're stuck, know that there's AI out there that can help you. None of what I just described to you was over the top. It's literally just plug and play. It's figuring out. It's like, I have a problem. Let me talk to ChatGPT or whatever you use and see if maybe it can help me figure out what the solution is. It's just normal everyday things that used to take up a lot of time and energy. And what happens is when we use all of our creative energy, we run out of decision-making ability by noon. And so AI doesn't just save you time, but it saves your capacity and it gives you space and it gives you wins. And when we're winning, we feel great. We feel unstoppable. It is the literal thing that can help you get out of a rut. And if it sounds like something you want to be around a lot of other people that are doing the same thing, that you want to be inspired, that you want to be around other business owners that are pet sitters, dog walkers, business owners who are really trying to figure out how to incorporate AI in their life without learning something new, but just doing it on the fly. If you want to be inspired by those Sunday threads of like, what are you using AI for now? Join us in the mastermind, jumpconsulting.net/mastermind. You can even use the coupon code BELLA25 for $25 off a month because you're listening to this. I want to be here to help you, and AI is not going anywhere. It's going to be integrated more and more and more. And there's going to be a moment where you're not going to afford to not to be able to use it on a daily basis. It's literally just as different as if you did not have a cell phone. That's how integrated it's going to be in everyone's life. You are not going to be able to compete with what other people are starting to implement. And the sooner that you start wrapping your head around it, the better. I'm here to help you. Every single one of my podcast episodes since January has all been around AI and your pet business. You can't get this much information anywhere else right now as of recording May 19th, 2025. Let me be your guide. I'm here to help you. If you still have questions, you want to chat and we haven't chatted yet, get on my calendar, jumpconsulting.net/20 for a complimentary 20-minute call. I'd love to hear from you. This has been another episode of Bella in Your Business. Remember, when life gets you down, always keep jumping and consider using AI. Bye now.